Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bobby Waldron, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Citadel's new tool set. Now this tool set is rather expensive. Now when it comes to reviewing Games Workshop stuff, everything is expensive. Everything is overpriced, and really for the price you pay, it's not really worth it. However, we do still buy it, so we must think it's worth it at the end of the day. And you know, everyone feels the same really. From what I've seen, you do pay a premium just for the label, basically, when it comes to Citadel and Games Workshop. So really, this cost me £65, which really is a lot of money for just a couple of tools. Although they do look pretty, it is a lot of money. So I want to sort of take this product review and leave price out of it, right? You know, let's face it, we know it's not worth the money, so let's kind of leave the price out of it and let's just see the quality of the product. So let's get a product review of this. Now it comes in a really cool, neat box. You know, when it comes to Games Workshop, as I say, they are overpriced, but their quality is rather good, and you know, it is a good box. It is really solid, good quality. And then inside we do have this really cool bag holder for your tools, right? You know, not badly stitched, looking rather good. Nice little button. We open it up and then we can just roll all this out. Let's maybe back up the camera a bit so we can see it all. As you can see, we've got all these different pockets to put all sorts of different tools. Now you get a whole bunch of tools with this, but it's nice that this tool holder here gives you enough space to put more tools in here and add to it. So let's start off with our first tool, which is these cutters. First impression, I mean, they do look really cool. I mean, I'll just get out my cutters that I normally use. I think these were by Trumpeter, and they only cost like £5 compared to if you went off and bought this separately, I think it's about £20. But there you go. As you can see, they do look a lot more smarter, and they do feel nicer as well. They've got a really good sort of spring action in there, whereas this hasn't really got much of a spring action at all going on there. So they do feel better, more sort of, they just look better, feel nicer in the hand. I have been cutting with this. I haven't got anything to cut on me at the moment, but you know, they do cut rather well. Really, I mean, you know, you can use this just as much, but these do feel nicer and look nicer, which I suppose really that is about it when it comes to that. Feeling nicer, looking nicer, cuts about the same. You know, there we go. Now then we have our blade just here, which again looks rather cool. Nice colour to it, and we've got a few features, and the features are we can push back to lock it in, we push it to the middle, which then brings out our blade just here, and then we can push it up again where we can then remove the blade. Now the blades in here, I do believe, are Swan Morton blades, so you know, you're not getting any special blades or anything like that. You know, it's the same kind of blades I've been using, which I do love to use. Swan Morton's number 3 handle with number 11 blades. I do really like this. It just feels solid. I like the feel of it. Now this blade by Citadel, it is a nice blade. It feels okay in the hand, but what I don't like about these type of blades is when you come round to actually cut something, if we just bring you in, right, what happens is there's a little bit of a slight wobble sometimes with it. And that's because we've got this whole kind of mechanism of opening and closing and removing blades, that, you know, it just has a little bit of play in it, and I think you can just hear that play. Whereas with just a plain simple solid number 3 blade, everything's solid about it, and you don't get any play in it, which you know, love it or not, it depends on you personally. And I suppose really this is more safer because we can just lock it away and you're not going to cut yourself, whereas with a number 3 it's always open and potentially you're going to cut yourself. So it is a bit of a preference thing. I still prefer the number 3 blades, but it is rather cool. Next up, now this is a really cool one. This is like a seam scraper for doing miniatures. However, you know, we could use it in all sorts of applications as well, for any kind of seam lines. I mean, anything from doing, say, AMRAAM missiles or sidewinders, or anything like that. But you know, this is designed specifically for miniatures, but we can use it elsewhere, and it is a cool tool. It does look a little bit strange, but I actually really like it, and I am going to definitely be adding this to my toolbox for any kind of seam removal, because I have used it on a couple of miniatures and stuff, and it really does work really well. It's one of these tools where you kind of want to sort of either sand back your seam lines to, you know, get rid of them, but there's certain places you can't get a sanding stick or even a skinny stick. But this, because it's like, you know, a nice sort of point, you could get into all those really sort of hard to reach places to remove those seam lines. And then we have a couple of, you know, we have a couple of different little tools here, some metal files. These are rather cool as well. They do have a very fine sort of grit going on there, so yeah, these are, you know, good for getting into hard to reach places on miniatures, to sort of, you know, sand them out a little bit and sand them down. I do like these as well. And then moving along, we also have some more tools, which are just a few kind of spatulas and, you know, maybe a bit of a recess sort of rescriber bit here. You know, these tools, to be honest with you, I mean, really, you can go off and spend a couple of quid and get these from absolutely anywhere. I mean, okay, they're a bit better quality, but again, you know, it's Games Workshop, they ask for a load more money for this kind of stuff. But no need to really sort of go into detail on those tools. We then have the little hand drill, and hopefully, as you can see there, it looks, you know, rather cool. Like everything else in this, it just makes everything look cooler, and it is a good quality one as well. We can open this up, right, and as you can see, we can then sort of rotate and turn around to put different sized drill bits in here, which is rather easy to do. There is actually, strangely, let's get this back on, you can actually sort of open up the back here, right, and it's sort of like, oh, you could put something in there. Now they do provide you with a nice couple of drill bits, which I first thought, oh yes, we could probably put a couple of drill bits in here, but they actually don't all fit. But you can get a nice couple of drill bits just in here, maybe some of the main ones, but you can't really get the big ones in there. Alright, so just screw that back on. So yeah, I mean, the hand drill drills very nicely. It's nothing kind of like mega over special from any ordinary hand drill, but it does look cooler and complements the rest of the set. There are some blades that you do also get in here, wherever they've gone, can't remember, but there we go. So all in all, I think it is a good quality set, right? I mean, all these tools, you know, they haven't knocked back on the quality. They do feel nice and they do look extremely cool, which is a good feature about these. Is, you know, they just look really cool, they feel nice. They are better quality than, say, some of the standard tools that I've brought here, there and everywhere. But again, you know, price, it is just just costs too much. If you've got you know, 65 quid lying around somewhere, yeah, go ahead, buy these. They do look cool, they feel nice, you know, they are a bit better quality. But you know, if you don't want to kind of waste money, I'd just recommend you go off and get, you know, normal cutters from Trumpeter or something, and Swan Morton blades, whatever you feel. Now I say 65 quid, and that's because I got it at I think I did get it at like a sale price at Games Workshop. So here's kind of the next kind of bad point to this, is that I do believe that if you go onto the website, you will pay something like £90 for all this. So I've actually got it kind of on the cheap, and I do believe if you can buy them like separately, so you end up sort of paying about £90, but you don't get the box and you don't get a nice little tool holder here, so you end up sort of getting less and paying more. There's different ways of buying it, so I would definitely recommend, if you are going to buy this, you know, sort of maybe wait or look around for this kind of £60, £5 offer, and you also get the tool bag there as well. So hopefully, you know, this product review has been beneficial to you. So until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.